Parents of Reddit, what is the weirdest thing you caught your children doing? My son licked my toe. I asked him what he was doing, and he said time traveling. He was 3. When my son was about 4, he was playing in his playroom. I was on the couch and heard some sounds behind me. It was just us. So I turn and see my son looking up at the light fixtures and whispering. I ask what he's doing. His response: I'm asking all the light bulbs in the house to not fall and kill you. Few years ago the cinnamon challenge was a thing. Walked in the door to my son with his head under the kitchen faucet, gulping and spitting water. He accidentally grabbed the cumin instead of the cinnamon. When my son was about 3 years old, he liked to wash his eyebrows with my facial cleanser. Just the eyebrows. Wet, lather, rinse, repeat. He said it made them nice and soft. Packing turds into cardboard tubes with toilet paper and hiding them under the sink. She called them poop bombs. There was like 10 of them under there. We caught my sons, maybe 6 and 3 at the time, both sitting on the toilet together, one behind the other, pooping. They told us it was a double poop. We forbid them from ever doing that again. When my son was 3 years old, we noticed the smell of burnt plastic coming from our heater vents. I called one of our friends that worked in heating and cooling, and he came over. Our furnace was in our crawl space, so he went down. About 15 minutes later, he asked me to hand him 3 black garbage bags through one of the vents, so I did so. He came up later with 3 bags of plastic toys. I had wondered where all my son's toys were going. I asked my son why he was putting toys down the vents. He said, "Mommy, there are alligators down there, and if I don't feed them my toys, they will eat my sister." Toddler was making soup in a kitchen pot. Comes up to me and says, "Taste, mama." It's pea soup. And I take a pretend spoonful and say, "Yum, tastes good." And then she goes, "Oh, I have to make more," and puts the pot on the floor and squats over it and pretends to pee in it while making a peesh sound. Pee. It was pea soup. I know this is going to be hard to believe, but I caught my 14-year-old doing multivariable factoring in his bedroom. I thought he was sleeping. Completely caught me by surprise. I heard this weird screeching sound, so I went to investigate. My son had his hands inside his shirt, with his finger sticking out the sleeves. He was pretending to be a T-Rex, making T-Rex sounds while eating a sandwich. He was 17 at the time. Caught my daughter in the bathroom, pretending to be the basilisk from Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. You know that scene in the Lord of the Rings movie, where Denethor is gonna burn himself to death, and he dumps oil all over himself? Imagine that, only he's 2 years old, and it's not oil, it's maple syrup. Woke up in the middle of the night to get a drink, and caught my 5-year-old standing in front of the open fridge, with a spoon, eating mayo out of the jar. We caught my stepson cracking eggs into the toilet. He said he liked the way they plopped and went down the drain when he flushed it. When my nephew was like 3 or 4, I caught him putting thumbtacks in our shoes. I don't even want to know why. My 3-year-old's favorite toy is an unopened can of tuna. She puts it in a backpack and carries it around, sleeps with it under her pillow. When she looks for it in the morning, she pulls back her pillow and goes, "My tuna," and then she hugs it and starts her day. Whenever we were out in the car, my then 5-year-old would bang on the windows, screeching "Mummy" or "Daddy" at strangers passing by. When my daughter was 2, she was obsessed with The Land Before Time. She wanted a baby dinosaur so badly. One day, she came to us so upset that she had killed the baby dinosaur. She had hidden eggs from the fridge around the house and sat on one to hatch it. I found my 4-year-old niece having a conversation with the wall. When I asked her who she was talking to, she said Lenny. She has never known a Lenny, neither have I, or her mom. I don't think. I just shrugged it off, but it still weirds me out to this day. We refer to my 3-year-old daughter as Gooby Gooby Gumshoes and Jellybean. She has a goofy, hot, lovable sense of humor. One night, she's talking to her uncle, my brother, on video call while I'm making dinner. At some point the video cut out. The music stops playing between songs, and this child gets all up in the phone and, in the most demonic voice ever, says, "Uncle, I know you're in there. We are currently taking applications for new nicknames. Rose Red and Sybil are in the lead. On a side note, anyone wants a kid?" Thanks for watching. Leave a like and comment, and consider subscribing for more of these mind-boggling, spine-twisting, brain-freezing, finger-cracking, limb-bending content.